All right, so let's start today's practice on our bellies. So prone, you can come to your knees and then lie down on the earth. When it's hot like this, it's definitely, it's nice to connect down onto the earth like that and just know this deeper connection to solidity, to steadiness, but also feel into that cool nature and allow yourself to arrive. So there's multiple ways to lay prone on your belly. If it doesn't feel good, you're certainly welcome to lie down on your back. How I like to do this is just to let my elbows bend, stack my hands, and then let my forehead just nestle on my palms and rest down. And then as you lie here and breathe, just really presence, your body connecting with earth and earth connecting, holding your body. As the physicality of this connection becomes more clear in this moment for you, then invite yourself perhaps to bring awareness to more of the subtle natures of your arrival. So you might shift your awareness to your breath. Feel your breath move into your belly. Cool down into the back of the body, behind the chest. And then checking into the more subtle nature of the state in which you're arriving. So not necessarily the physical form, although that is great information as well, but more of the subtleties of, where is your energy? Where are your emotions today? And may our practice today on our mats, so this next dedicated hour of being and moving, perhaps with more integrity, more consciousness, may it be illuminating, and may we see more of ourselves. And that practice then being a very safe haven to welcome all that is. And we start with ourselves, and ideally we take these then out into our relationships with all things. So as you breathe in, you can even imagine your breath as light and let yourself feel illuminated by the path of the breath right now. And when you exhale, just let the cool nature happen. So we can use a little bit the breath today, almost like an inner AC. So when things get too hot or heated, just using the breath to cool things down. The exhale can blow some of that heat off. Inhale, again, just welcoming that illumination, breathing into the back of the hips, back of the body, back of the heart, back of the neck, skull. And when you exhale, just descending again and again back down. Please, just one more like that. Big inhale. Big exhale. And then if you did have your hands stacked, just take your hands a little wider, pull them out by the shoulders, click the toes. Inhale, come to all fours, point through the toes, and exhale, shift back, come into child's pose. Now for those that do like to listen to the playlist, you're certainly welcome to push play at any time. Now could be a good time. Let your hips settle back towards the heels. Let your arms stretch long and just start to feel into that side space from the outer hip to the tips of the fingers, creating and calling more length, more awareness and space. And let your chest, your forehead come down. On an inhale, come to all fours. And then exhale, either shift your hips back, come into puppy pose, or elevate your knees and come right into your down dog. And create, slow, conscious, clear movement that makes sense. How it is that your body right now is wanting to move, wanting to be heard, wanting to be seen. And so we just humbly, allow ourselves to witness, what is. How might this practice really help me see more clearly the truth of my arrival? And what stories, might feel embedded or stuck in this body that want to move. Let yourself just breathe and be in downward facing dog. A few more breaths. In today's practice, we're going to honor the illumination that's happening here on the planet. That is both environmentally, we're moving towards solstice, this beautiful time of arriving into more light. It's also culturally, politically, you know, may we start to see all things as equals here on the planet. Drink that in, take a nice big inhale and let yourself receive life-giving breath into the ribs, the chest. When you exhale, find that connection you have to the ground. So push your hands down and forward, your heels, they're anchoring down any amount. One more breath here in your down dog inhale. Steady anchoring, hands, they push down and forward, hips, they move up and back. Now elevate your chin, bend the knees, and step, or maybe you hop forward, come to the front of your mat into a forward fold. You can soften the knees, let the ribs and the head just hang, and you might just shake side to side. The part of that illumination that I spoke to earlier will be in the process of igniting a little bit more heat or tapas in practice today. May we see that as a tool to metabolize some of the stuck energy, the tension, the anger, you know, whatever is there that is blocking a more clear and conscious flow. As you inhale, lift the ribs and the chest. Thigh bones, they can move back, really stretch the crown of the head forward, and then keeping the spine long, navel in, exhale, fold and bow. We'll do that one more time. So inhale, halfway lift, keep the navel drawing in, hips back, exhale, fold and bow. Steady down into the heels as you rise, sweep your arms out, all the way up, and then really stretch up. Like there was a ladder for your hands to grip and climb. Go ahead and reach side to side. And as you grip side to side, just welcoming and inviting some space into the left, the right, front, and then back. And then when you feel like there's a lot of conscious space from the tailbone to the crown, keep the space and catch the left wrist. Soften the knees and big crescent arc over to the right. I'm going to keep my knees bent today. You're welcome to straighten your legs. You're also welcome to curtsy, taking that left leg back and just bending now into both knees. I like to sometimes pulse this and feel perhaps the sensation then go down into like the left psoas or that left outer hip. One more breath on the side, inhale. Exhaling, hold. Come back through center, inhale. And then exhale, just let your arms come down and let them hang. One thing that I do love about this kind of heat where there's humidity in the air is a very deep presence of feeling my body grounding down. Gravity becomes quite clear. There's like more weight in the water. There's more weight in the bones of your body. So feel that. Let yourself drop down and into the center of the ground. Keep the legs strong. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Catch your right wrist. Soften the knees, pushing into that right heel. Crescent arc over to the right. Sliding that right shoulder blade back. Again, if you liked the little curtsy plie, you might take that right foot behind. Great little bend into the knees. And then from the inner right knee, push into the right big toe pad, as if you're gonna like scuff or make a little hole there. And then float those right ribs up and over to the left. Feel your breath. And then inhale, come back through center. And then keep this crown of the head rising up, but just let your arms again get quite heavy. They can float down. Maybe there's a few shoulder rolls. And then the next time your head of the arm bones move back and then down, keep the chest, the collarbones clear, and let the arms be heavy. Create a tone through the legs. So squeeze the muscles to the bones and then draw your front ribs down. So the sternum bone is going to draw down towards the pubic bone. And feel just a connected stance here through the torso, through your legs, soft through the arms. Exhale, draw your chin to your chest. Keep allowing the arms to be weighted, almost like two kids were holding onto your hands, and they're just gently pulling the arm bones down. Breathe into the back of your neck. Shoulders are soft, but the core is engaged. It's stabilizing. Take the right ear towards the right shoulder. Left hand can reach down with more awareness. Bring the chin down to the chest. And again, now let's go to the left. So left ear towards left shoulder. The right arm, perhaps more awareness, so letting that be weighted, heavy. Jaw is soft. Bring the chin down. Inhale, let the ribs rise. Let the shoulders rise, lift the chin, and then draw the head of the arm bones back until you feel the shoulder blades create a little bit of a connection at the back of the heart. It might feel like you're puffing your chest forward and squeezing the shoulder blades. Keep the hands back, flying, or take the hands to your hips and draw the tips of the elbows towards one another. Stay there, interlace your hands, and start to stretch your arm bones back. Can you go back to drawing your front ribs down, low belly in. Stand strong through the legs, lifted through the crown. One more big breath here, inhaling. Good. And then exhaling, whether or not you keep the hands in this bind is up to you. You could release it if you'd like, but bend the knees and start to find the fold. The hands, they can come up and over, or your hands can simply hang down towards the ground, or maybe catch an elbow. Allow just a gentle sway, side to side presence, the outer hips, the back body. Let the neck and head just be relaxed. And then release your hands down, inhale halfway, and then exhale, fold. Step back, come into a top of a push-up plank pose, hold just for a breath, inhaling. Exhaling, so full cycle of breath will hold. Inhale, shift to tips of the toes, knees upward, down, mindfully pull the self, or bend your elbows and pull yourself down to the ground. Point through your toes and inhale, welcome a back bend that just feels like a good opening for the spine. Offering a space through the chest, the collarbones. Exhale, lower your spine down. And come up and come back, down dog, breathe it out. Peel your heels up, please. Bend the knees and step, or maybe you hop forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold and bow. Step down, inhale, sweep your arms out and up, really rise. Keeping the arms overhead, spin the palms so they face one another. And like you just caught the sun magnetized between your palms, gently squeeze the palms in. And can you allow your shoulder blades to crawl a little further up towards the ears? Yeah, and then crawl the crown of your head further up towards the sky. Soften your knees, bend them, and send your hip points back, but the torso, let it come forward and then hold halfway. So again, you're holding the miraculous nature of the sun between the palms, and that's lighting up the arms. It's connecting you to your core. And then gently place it back down on the ground and fold in. Inhale halfway. And then step back, please. Plank pose, knees up or down. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower. Point through the toes, coil up with the chest. The hands are going to pull back. The collarbones broaden. Exhale, roll the spine down and come up and back. Puppy, child's, or down dog. Again, so the intention in the start here is we are going to ask the body to warm up consciously, courageously. Can we step into the creation of tapas, or heat, or fire? The fire of illumination, of seeing, of feeling, of transitioning. Peel your heels up, please. Bend the knees and step or hop forward. Inhaling halfway. Exhale, fold. Strong into your stance. Inhale, rise. Reach your arms out, up, rise up, reach up. Exhale, let your arms come by your sides. Little shoulder roll here. Arm bones can come up and back. Stay strong in your legs. Lift your arms out and up. Inhale. Exhale, keep the spine long. This time, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step or hop chaturanga. So take your time, but slowly lower. As you lower, squeeze the shoulder blades towards the spine. Point your toes when you're ready. Curl up. Exhale, lower. Come up and back. Down dog, puppy, or child's pose. Moving now consciously through classic form Surya Namaskara A's. If you know that this is not good offering right now in your practice, that's your illumination. That's your knowing, and just trust that. And I trust that you know how to be in your body. And so please, just whatever movements make sense. We're going to do a few more variations of Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, heels high, bend the knees, step or hop. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, full knees bent or working legs straight. Inhale, rise all the way out and up. Maybe there's a little mini back bend here. If there is, keep your thigh bones back. Keep the front ribs drawing down. Rise first the spine up and then maybe up and back. Exhale, dip right back in and fold, honor, bow to all that can be seen. Inhale, rise your heart to that clarity. Exhale, step, or maybe you hop all the way down. Use your in-breath to curl, shoulder blades, they draw back, broaden. Exhale, lower, lift up and back, down dog. The imprint of the hand on the earth is clear. Feel that, finger pads, finger knuckles. Into the warming, let there be fluidity. Almost like a viscous indentation for the muscles and tissues. Lift your heels high, bend the knees and step or hop. Inhaling, exhaling. Step firm to your feet, sweep your arms out all the way up, really rise up. Maybe there's a mini back bend here. Stand strong in the legs, lift up the spine. Go back in, exhale, fold. Last one like this. Inhale, exhale, step, or maybe you choose to hop. Inhale. Can you squeeze the shoulder blades back, open the chest, navel stays toned. Come back, child's puppy or down dog, breathe it out. Heels high, please bend the knees and step or hop. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, sweep your arms out and up, really reach up. Maybe there's a mini back bend here. Lifting, curling, standing more upright with the spine. Exhale, let your arms come by your side. Let them hang and breathe in and out through your nose. And just assess, where's the temperature? Temperature of my mind, my body, my bones, my muscles, my environment. We're never, ever doing this practice in a silo, though we might be, in our silos of Zoom spheres. We're breathing the same air. We're standing on the same planet. Drink that in. May we share this process of learning, of seeing, of growing. Step strong into your legs. We're going to move a little quicker. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up, rise up. Exhale, fold. Keep exhaling and step your way or hop your way back all the way down to the ground. So that's one exhale. Point through the toes, curl into a back bend. Exhale, lower, and lift up and back, down dog. So it's the same exhale. Take an inhale in your down dog. Exhale, lift the heels, step or hop. Inhale, rise. Okay, we're gonna continue. Exhale, fold. All the way back, keep exhaling. Inhale. Exhale, down dog and step or hop. So keep exhaling and then inhale up. I know, it's gonna go a little quicker. Stay with me or just laugh with me. Inhale. Exhale, keep exhaling. Inhale, curl. Exhale, down dog, step or hop. Inhale, rise. We're gonna do 3 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, down dog, step or hop. Inhale. Exhale all the way to the earth. Inhale. Exhale, down dog, navel stays toned, hop it forward. Inhale, last one. I like to call these yoga burpees. Step or hop. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center, please close your eyes. Widen your stance, breathe in and out through your nose. Cool it down. Soften your face and just let that flow through you. Maybe it's sweat dripping. Maybe it's a pulsation, a vibration. Just witness. Please bring your arms by your sides. Let's now honor the moon mama, the moon goddess. Moon salutes. Inhale, take your arms now out and all the way up towards the sky. And then heel to your feet a little bit wide. We'll do a variation here and exhale right into Malasana squat pose. Instead of sinking deep down into gravity, push into your heels and rise about an inch. Take your arms forward and just feel length and space. When it's hot like this, I like to have extra space underneath my armpits, so really find that length. Hands down, heels, pivots. The feet are parallel, exhale and fold and bow. Heel to your feet towards hip distance, send the left leg back. Bring your left knee to the ground. Inhale, rise, arms go out and then all of the way up. As you exhale, land into the seated Anjaneyasana. Inhale here. Exhale, hands, let them thread to the inside of that front foot. Lift the back leg, pivot Skandasana, coming into the squatted form. If this is too much of a squat, you might keep it more up into a little bit of a side left lunge. Or peel the right toes up, hold. Frame the left leg, pointing now the back of the mat. Point right toes down, right knee anchors down. Inhale, once again, Anjaneyasana, pulling the legs towards one another, spine lifts. Keep the spine long as you exhale, now sit into this side. Inhale. Exhale, hands down, stepping right into a three-legged dog. So pull that left leg in, up to the sky. And if you wish, you could bend the legs, stack the hips any amount, let that foot hang. Maybe you walk the left hand forward. Taking that left foot forward and through, come into a lunge, widen that right hand. Squeeze your legs in. Pushing down into the left heel, can you open into this big open twist? Tap that outer left hip back to feel more into that hip opener. Sweep your arms to the right, parallel the feet, and then turn the heels in, toes out, bend the knees, goddess pose, go right on in. And your goddess today might have a little bit of movement, a watery flow, dance. The arms can stay elevated, or you could bring your arms wide. You're holding down the fullness of the moon between your arms. From your hips, sink down into your feet. And then go ahead, windmill the hands down, frame the front foot and step back into your down dog. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Walk your hands back to your feet, widen your feet, toes out, heels in Malasana squat pose. Elevate your arms, elevate your heels, and then a just tiny, conscious little monkey ape walk. Hands or no hands. Coming to the front of your mat. Good. Exhale, fold, heels spin out, bow it in. Inhale, halfway, bend the knees, take your right leg back. Right knee comes down. Inhale, rise, sweep your arms out, up. Keep the torso elevated, exhale, come down into your seat. Take another breath here, rising. Exhale, coming down. Bring your hands down on the inside of your left foot. Right knee lifts. Skandasana to the right. The right toes will spin out at a diagonal. Squat down. Left toes might come up. Hold here. Frame your back foot, pivot the hips, pivot the right toes. The back knee can come down, point the back toes, left toes. Squeeze the legs in and inhale, rise it up. Exhale, sink down into your hips. One more breath. Pull the back knee forward, right heel down, lift up. Exhale, down into the hips. Frame your front leg, bow forward, curl the back toes under, lift your back knee up. Pushing down into your right heel, open this up. Tacking that outer right hip back. Let the wingspan go wide, so shoulder blades widen. The reach gets so gorgeously long. And then pivot to the left. Heels in, toes out. Once again, goddess pose, have a seat. Breathe now into the back of the body. Breathe into the side of the body. Bring your hands to the back of the skull, interlace it, lower into your lunge. Without moving your hips, can you lower to the right elbow towards the right thigh? Activate your obliques. So it's your oblique muscles that are working the action. Inhale up and go to the left. And then up to the right. Woo! Up, left, up, right. One more time to the left. Hold. Come back through center, arms up. Stand strong, star pose. Get very long through the reach. Soften the knees, windmill the hands down, and step it back, downward facing dog. Pedal it out and breathe. Walk your hands back to your feet, toes out, heels in, squat malasana. Malasana, your heels, they might be elevated. Hands up or hands down, go ahead, tiptoe. This is very good for your hips. And if it's not good medicine for your knees, then you can come any which way to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold, parallel the feet as you bow. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, left leg back, left knee down. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, from your hips, reach long through the leg bones. Inhale, stay down in the hips, but rise through the reach of your fingers. Exhale, hands down, lift the back leg, skandasana, digging that right heel in. Can you push an inch down into that left heel, rise up. Frame the left foot, facing the back of your mat, point your right toes. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, reach through your leg bones. Take another inhale. Exhale, frame the left leg. Left leg, let it go high to the sky. Bend the leg and stack the hip, open it. Maybe there's a weight here on the leg. And then bring that left leg forward and through. Widen the right hand. Tap the left hip back, reach open. Oh, I just gave myself a nice adjustment. And then hands down, pivot to the right. Toes out, heels in. Go ahead, goddess pose. Let her be open, spacious from your hips down into your feet. Windmill your hands and come back, please, down dog. From heart, push to hands. Widen your feet, walk your hands back, malasana. You could also just come to standing here and walk forward. We're gonna walk forward to the front of the mat. Once you get there, lift the hips, parallel the feet, ribs, chest, head down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, right leg back. Pull the legs in. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, sink your hips down towards the ground. Squeeze the legs. Inhale, keep rising, reaching. Exhale, hands to the inside. Lift the back leg. Go ahead, skandasana. What would it be like to welcome more ease, more flow to your body? Frame your back foot. Bring your left knee to the ground. Frame your right foot, that is. Your left knee comes down. Inhale. Go ahead and rise up. Reach up. When you exhale, sink the hips down. Frame your right leg. Go ahead, three-legged dog. So we missed it last time. Let's go stay here a little bit longer on this side. Let your right leg lift and hang to the left. The right arm could come forward. The hang, create a stretch, an offering to the right side. Step that right foot forward and through, widen your left hand. Push straight down to the right heel and then tack the outer right hip back as you turn and twist your torso. Pivot to the left, goddess pose, rise in. Hands to the back of the skull, exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Left. Up. Right. Up. We're going to close a little differently. Stand in star. And then look at your left toes. Pivot the left toes deeply in. And then right toes all the way towards the back of the mat. Bend into this Virabhadrasana 1 form. So in this form, it's helpful to have your feet either hip distance for stability and support. This is traditionally done with that right foot bisecting the center back arch. But for a lot of bodies, that's actually just not a sweet spot for the hips. So if it's not for you, just take a little more space, right foot wide, push down to the heel. Let your arms now come by your sides like wings, bow over your front thigh, left heel rises just for an experience of flying. Let's float here in this illuminated sunlight day. Imagine the cool breeze holding, floating you. Step back, lunge, star pose, arms wide. Spin your right toes in deeply, left toes to the front of the mat. You might widen the left foot slightly and then bend into that left leg. Stand strong down into the right foot. Low belly draws in, front ribs down, rise up. Just hold these forms. So Virabhadrasana, warrior forms. May the postures themselves create an understanding of our own power, our own willingness to be both strong and soft. And a reminder, what is it we keep showing up for? Go ahead, bow over your left thigh, lift your right heel. Stay here with the right leg on the ground, or you can gently pedal yourself forward, rise the leg up. Knit your front ribs towards that low belly, breathe into your back body. Step it back, stand into star, go wide. Hands to your hips, draw your toes and heels wide. Squeeze the inner edges of the legs towards midline and then exhale, hinge forward and fold, bow down and breathe. I'm gonna face you. Inner edges of the feet perhaps have more presence, more weight. Roll the thigh bones any amount back and then apart. Softening shoulders, neck, and head down. Come forward, please, with your hands and come onto your knees. Now, ideally, you're on your mat, and if your mat is not thick enough or sticky enough and you want more support, you could roll the mat over, or you could certainly grab a blanket. We're gonna come into frog pose. Now, if you notice what I did to my foot, I'm on the pinky toe, the big toe edge of the foot. So the inner edge of the foot is on the ground. I'll show you. If I were to come up, I'm creating a series of right angles. So there's a right angle, foot to shin, shin to thigh, thigh, somewhat to torso. And you decide the distance between your knees. You can walk your legs further together or further apart. Just stay and acclimatize yourself. Like, what is this sensation like in your body, and can you sustain it? And if the answer is no, please don't bear the pain. The practice teaches us to sit right on the edge of really learning, or the threshold, where we're in sensation, but it's not unbearable. It's like we want to be there in relationship and sustain it with breath and with presence. You might stay up on your hands, or perhaps you come now onto your forearms. And then just notice if you bring your hips forward or if you bring your hips back, the variation that can happen here in sensation. And so there's forward and back, so thigh bone in relation to knee. thigh bone in relation to pelvis is also another point where you can shift the sensation in the hips. So if you had a tail, imagine your tail first was sticking to the sky. So you descend the groins, you lift the sits bones. And then the opposite would be to swing the tail underneath you, chin down, round the spine. So there's, no right way to do this. There's ways to just explore the various ways that your body can move, shapeshift, and just really presence where you might be holding or feeling kind of stuck or blocked. We'll take another couple breaths here. Go ahead and point now your toes in. Walk your hands back, back, and then squeeze your knees in. So sitting in Vajrasana, just sitting on the heels. Transitioning the breath a little here, we're going to welcome the Chandra Vedana. So this is moon breath. It has a cooling capacity and quality. I'm going to use a seal of Vishnu Mudra with my right hand. Vishnu Mudra is if you take a peek at your right hand, palm facing up, and pull the middle and pointer finger in. You'll have your thumb, ring, and pinky finger. You could use that seal, or you can just visualize using a seal. We'll take this seal up towards the nose and just go side to side for a moment and notice it doesn't take much of a push to create a seal. And then holding it and not creating a seal, just holding it close by. Inhale through both nostrils. And then exhale through both nostrils. Seal off the right nostril with your thumb and inhale just through the left nostril. Seal off the left nostril and exhale just through the right. And again, inhale left. Sealing left, exhale right. Again, inhale left. Keep the shoulders soft, exhale right. 2 more times, your own guidance. Release your hand and just let yourself sit and feel into a natural breath in you, a softening across your chest, shoulders, neck. Maybe here too you feel that more dense quality of your physicality. The heaviness in the air, just helping to hold and support you. Inhale, please come up. And then if you're not facing the front of your mat, face your mat, the front of your mat. We're gonna come right into pigeons. So slide your right shin forward, knee goes wider than the hip. Walk your left leg back. Create a diagonal squeeze of your knees to create a pelvic floor activation. So you lift it up. And then any amount, you can curl your ribs, your chest forward, and then bow in. If pigeon's not working that outer hip in the way that you want, or that feels comfortable in that right knee, you could come on your back, figure 4. Also work Agni Stambhasana. We'll be here for about 10 more breaths. Inhale, come up. We're going to transition the weight to the right hip. So lean way to the right And then pull the left leg forward a little bit. I'm going to use the long width of my mat. So what I'm going to do is just shift my left sits bones to the left and pull my right heel in. We're coming from pigeon into Janu Shirshasana. Now, for some bodies, this bent knee doesn't feel good. You could prop it with a blanket or some kind of lift, or just keep the leg long and straight. Bow forward for a moment and grab the flesh of the buttocks and just widen it so the sits bones have a clarity in the way that they root. May we remember the way that we're rooted. And then turn and reach. Go ahead and draw the ribs into a spinal twist over the left leg. Pulling the low belly in, knitting your front ribs down. You might catch your shin with your right hand, your thigh, or maybe you go ahead and catch the pinky toe edge of that foot. I like to tent my left fingertips and take that arm wide. And with that width, pushing into the ground and puffing more, almost like the back of my chest was gonna touch the sky. I'm gonna puff my heart up. The chin can just come down. Slide the right shoulder blade down, left shoulder blade up. Keep rooting that left thigh bone down. And you anchor down into your right foot and widen your right thigh. After you've done that, push more clearly into the left hand and knit again the front ribs down and puff more in your upper mid back. Inhale, please rise. Bring your hands behind you. Straighten out your right leg, left leg, draw it in. And then frame your left shin, lift the hips. You might need to widen the left knee and then walk the right leg back. We're gonna come into pigeon now on this side. Create a diagonal squeeze of the legs, feeling the lift from the pelvis up through the crown. And then walk yourself forward and bow on in. In these quieter moments where there is more space between my words, just bear witness. What is the company that you're keeping? When it's your dialogue, your mind, your body, the breath, and all the sensations that might be present that are keeping you in this moment. And please walk your hands in. We'll again lean the weight to the left hip so that you can then spin your right knee and your right toes to the sky. The left heel, it might come in towards the thigh of the left or the right leg, or you might straighten the left leg. And just for a moment, reach back with your hand and grab the flesh of the buttocks. Again, trying to widen the sit bones down. Sitting nice and tall, now pivot, twist, turn over the right leg. Right thigh bone roots down. You might take the left hand to shin, thigh, or maybe the pinky toe edge of that right foot. Take that right hand broad and wide. There's a slight bend to that elbow. Push the right hand down and knit those front ribs down as you puff mid and upper back up. Chin can come down, hanging. The left arm creates a gentle pulling action, drawing the torso more into the twist and the fold. And then inhale, please come up. Bring your hands behind you and extend now both legs straight and long. Digging the heels down, root your thigh bones down, and try and stick your butt out behind you. So if you had a tail, again, the tail would be moving back and then up. And ideally, you could reach around and feel that the low back is actually drawing in towards the spine and up versus rounding and hunching. And if it's not, if you feel like you're collapsing a little bit in the torso, the spine, then sit up on a lift, a blanket, a block, or maybe just rolling the mat. Hands could stay behind you or bring your hands out in front. We'll take this in stages. Thighs down, toes spreading wide. Presence again, density, rooting down, down, down with the legs, heels. Stay upright with your torso or start to walk your hands forward. You can do it in small increments and just notice the variance in sensation. And all throughout, can you keep your knees and your toes angling to the sky? Now, I don't have a block right here in front of me, but if I did, I would definitely use it. I would put my elbows on it and then catch my forehead. Or if it's in your capacity, you might actually bring your elbows down to the ground and catch your forehead. And some of you might actually come to the ground and let the ground be what connects your forehead down. When you're ready, please just come on up. We'll go ahead and catch the inner knees. Draw the knees in. Soles of the feet touch. Bring your hands behind you, Baddha Konasana. First, like wings, you can just allow your legs to kind of flap up and down a little, stimulating those inner thighs, outer abductors. And then when they come up, hold them up and push your feet more actively in. Bow forward and walk the sit bones back. Now I can do this with hands or no hands. If you'd like, you could grab back and touch. Keeping your legs up, keep pushing your feet in and down, and then send your thigh bones out. Out, 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 out. And the out, the reach, is what creates the descending down. Stay upright, or maybe you now fold and bow in. And again, you choose how to support your head, how to support the form. If you have props and want to bring them in, please welcome them in. We'll take about 8 more breaths. Especially if you have been in a lot of sensation in the neck and shoulders, how could you support yourself right here to let those muscles relax? From crown all the way into mid and upper back. It's almost like from crown to the heart. And then gently come up, please. You're going to catch the outer knees, pull the knees in, and then walk your legs forward towards the front of the mat. And any which way you'd like to come down, roll now back onto your back. Once you come down, take your feet wide and bring your knees to knock and touch. Just lie here on the ground. And then walk your right foot over to the left. So your feet now are off to one side. Take your right arm up by your ear and side lie right on your right. So you're just staying close to the ground, stacking your hips. Bring your knees a little higher up, perhaps, and your shins a little bit more further away from your thigh bones. And then take your hands out in front of your chest and you're going to clap the hands, but root the right arm down on the ground and let the right temple come and stay on the ground. Inhale the left arm up and then exhale, just peel that left shoulder down any amount. And then just send that twist into gravity. You might sense this in the shoulder, in the low back, through the spine, maybe in the outer hip. Each exhale, just descending the bones a little more clearly down, the muscles softening away from the grip of bone. Inhale that left arm up and let it come towards the right. And then coming onto your back, you can use your right arm to help roll over and then shimmy your hips all the way over to the right, knees coming to the left. Take the left arm out and then stack your palms. Keeping the left arm heavy, left temple heavy, reach your right arm up and then let it reach any amount over and just let the right shoulder, right ribs, right arm descend down. Inhale, bring that right arm up and come right back onto your back. So sliding your knees up, wiggle the hips more towards midline. Let your arms come down and one by one, allowing your legs to come down. Descend your body into this final relaxed form of Shavasana. Allowing that thick summer air that is present just to hold and wrap. I sometimes think of it as a hug of endearment, like let yourself just be hugged with presence. In the exhale, let yourself be descended and held in the support of the earth. Please take your time, but bring a gentle breath back in the body that can welcome then some gentle movement. It could be fingers, toes first. Maybe you bring knees in. Sometimes it's nice to actually allow a little bit of a rock side to side, whether you roll out low back or roll your legs in almost like a figure eight or a circle, getting into the outer hips. And rolling either to left or right side, roll to your side as a position to hang and be in. You could use your arm if you'd like as like a nest or a pillow. And then please use your hands and help guide yourself to a seat. So we'll close in seated. Sit both attentively and comfortably. So give yourself enough cushion or support so that you can sit with sweetness, you know, from pelvis down to earth, but then with very clarity in the way that you're stretching your spine, this connector or antenna to the cosmos. I'm going to close today with an offering from Joe Haro. This is called Eagle Poem. So you're invited to drink this in or let it wash over you. This is called Eagle Poem. To pray you open your whole self to sky, to earth, to sun, to moon, to one whole voice that is you, and know that there is more that you can't see, can't hear, can't know, except in moments steadily growing and in languages that aren't always sound, but other circles of motion. Like eagle that Sunday morning over Salt River, circled in blue sky, in wind swept our hearts clean with sacred wings. We see you, we see ourselves, and know that we must take the utmost care and kindness in all things. Breathe in, knowing we are made of all of this, and breathe knowing we are truly blessed because we were born, and die soon within a true circle of motion, like circle or like eagle rounding out the morning inside of us. We pray that it will be done in beauty and in beauty. We pray you open to your whole self, to sky, to earth, to sun, to moon, the one whole voice that is you. Let's share these blessings out to the world. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale that out. Deep bow to you all. Thank you so much. Enjoy solstice. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Oh, let me get this.